Hello and welcome. I'm Joe,
I'm Emily.
and we are here for the first time ever to ruin a movie for you. We're going to ruin Sweet Home Alabama.
Yes, we are.
Very exciting.
I'm excited.
So how have you been, Emily?
I've been good, Joe. How have you been? What's new?
Good. I took the baby to Costco with me today. You know,
Mm-hmm.
dad stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Went to Costco, got a bunch of stuff. It was fine.
Wait, on a Sunday? You went to
It was
Costco on a
terrible.
Sunday?
That part was terrible.
Dumb.
Yeah. It was terrible. There were so many people there. I saw like 3 people we went to high school with.
Ugh.
Yeah, turned around right away.
Amateur
Ended up
move.
standing behind somebody on accident. It was terrible. Uh, but that wasn't the point. So there's a little background to this story. 2 things. One, my wife has been out of town. She had a
Mm-hmm.
conference, so it's just been me and the girls. It's fine. Me and the 2-year-old and the 6-year-old, we had a blast. We were totally fine. She came home. The house was clean-ish. You know, most it wasn't a disaster. It was fine. Dishes were
Yeah.
done. All that stuff. You know, I cooked while she was gone. I cook anyways, but we didn't eat out all the time. But we
Proud
had
of
a
you.
good time. We bonded. Me and the baby Zozo started doing this thing where I don't know how it came up, but I just started we started joking like we're 2 cops on a cop show, and I'm like, "Hey, you watch it. You're on the edge right now." And she's like, "No, you're on the edge." And I was like, "Your mouse writing checks your diaper can't cash." And she's like, "You watch it." So we've been saying that to
Oh
each
my
other, right?
God.
And she's also been really, really, really interested in traffic lights. So she's
Hmm.
like, red means stop, green means go, yellow means slow down. And I'm like, good job. And I just say good
Mm-hmm.
job as we're going. And we're going, and it's yellow. And she's like, Dad, that means slow down. And then it turned red right as I was going through. And she was like, Dad, that was red. And I was like, it's fine. And she goes, you're over the line.
Oh my God.
It was so funny.
What are you,
You're over
stop,
the
kid?
line.
Did you make her watch a bunch of Lethal
No.
Weapon while your wife was out of town?
No, we just started joking about it, and I said, "Hey, you watch it," and then she started laughing. Uh,
You're
so that
raising a
that's my
cop. Shame
that's my
on you.
story for today. I'll tell later a story about when May May did like the same thing. It was terrible. So tonight I'm drinking a. By the way, I have a beverage. I have a
Hmm.
Black
Hmm.
Forest raspberry tart beer, which
Wow.
is delicious
Is
and
it?
refreshing. Yes,
Hmm.
it's one of my wife's beers. I can only drink one. If I drink more than one, she will have words.
Uh-huh.
There will be grievances.
Joseph. Like that.
Restitution.
Yeah.
Restitution. If she ever listens, she's gonna be mad at that. At that uh, imitation you just did of her.
I mean,
I won't say
I love
whether she'll
her.
be
It
mad at
was
how accurate
accurate.
or inaccurate it was. Yes, for those that don't know us, Emily is one of the rare people who has managed to become good friends with each person in a relationship. She's a
Is
friend to
that
both of
rare?
us. I think so. I think it's probably hard for one person to be. I mean, you can be friends with both, but there's probably like you will hang out with either one of us without the other one. You know what I mean? I don't think that's all that common.
Well, I feel like that was the stipulation of us making friends to begin
Yeah,
with, right?
totally.
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
so I'm
Anyways,
cool with it.
what about you? What do you have a beverage, or are you doing water today?
No, I do have a beverage because it is Sunday night and I worked all weekend and I need it.
Oh
My
no,
heart needs it. I
I
am
bet.
drinking Chirot. It's like uh,
That
an
sounds so
aloe
tasty.
liqueur and with a little soda
Like
and lime.
aloe,
Yeah,
an aloe
aloe.
liquor, like
Yeah. Yeah, it's
the
really
stuff you
like
put on burns and stuff.
yes. Yeah. but it
Yum.
tastes really floral and like
Okay.
herbaceous, and it's kind of sweet, but you really have to balance it out with soda. It's delicious. You'd like it.
Okay.
So
I
that's the
cannot
update.
wait until I make one of my special drinks and tell you about it. By the
Oh
way,
God,
it's
I
gonna
can't
it's not
either.
gonna be the same as yours. It
No,
will
I
be
know.
just as detailed, but it'll be less fancy sounding. They'll be
I
just as
know
detailed.
what your special drinks entail.
Anyways, let's
Gross.
move on. Do you want to give us a synopsis of
Yeah.
our movie Sweet Home Alabama?
Yes, I do. Here we go. Sweet Home Alabama came out in 2002. A story about a young girl from Alabama who leaves her hometown to move to New York. I need to stop doing that accent. To move to New York City to be a fashion designer, one of four jobs available to women in the early 2000s.
Totally.
And she meets a politician's son. Does he have a job? Who knows?
He
And
might be a politician or an up and coming politician or something.
do they ever say
I
no?
feel like he's like I feel like he's like an inspector or something. You know what I mean? Like a or like like secretary of I don't know. You know, I
I
feel like
don't.
he's something.
I feel like his mom has big aspirations for him, but he's really just like Ivanka Trump, just like a nepo baby who's like casually involved in politics, but not really, you know, because his mom's the governor of New York or of New York City,
She's the mayor.
mayor, whatever. Yeah. So Melanie is our main character's name, played by Reese Witherspoon, meets Andrew, also known as McDreamy. They fall in love, but
Yes,
Melanie's
McDreamy, love
harboring
him.
a deep secret. She's still married to her high school love in Alabama. And she has to go back to Alabama to get a divorce and face her past. And that's what happens.
Perfect. And then we find out that she still sort of loves him, and they deal with all that.
Well, how could you not still love Jake and his laser eyeballs and his glass company, you know? Dreamboat.
This is gonna be a thing with me, but you know me. I'm just like I like that scene. By the way, we're doing favorite scene next. The Deep
Yeah.
South class where they all go there. That's a scene I love. Right. That's my number two favorite scene. But every time I watch it and they're like he walks down and everybody's jaw drops and they're like, dibs. I think somebody had him first, and I'm just like, this guy? This
No.
dude is the dibs guy? And
Mm.
he's obviously handsome, but I'm like, what are we dibsing this guy for? He's not even good enough for Melanie Carmichael. And everybody's gonna be dibsing him? I just
Listen,
didn't
he's a
see it.
tall, strapping Southern boy. No, I know. He's
And the laser eyeballs, I guess.
his eyes are real blue in that one scene only.
Do you think he's wearing contacts?
No, I think they just did like fancy uplighting, or
Two
maybe went
things.
in post. What?
One, I never look at eyes in movies. I just never notice them. It's like if you ask me what color my mom's eyes are, I'd be like, I don't know, green. That's a guess. I have no idea what
Okay.
color my mom's eyes are. None of my
I think they're
siblings.
blue.
There you go. There you go. You know my mom's eyes better than me. But so that's one. Two, when I was in the Navy, I knew a dude who's African American, and he would like meet girls. They'd always talk about how crazy it was he had such blue eyes. And they're like, "Well, it's so rare to meet an African American man with blue eyes," and he'd just eat it up, right?
Hmm.
Then one day we got home, and he pulled his contacts out. He had brown eyes. He just
That
wore blue
son of a bitch.
contacts. Sean, I'm on to you. Your stuff's out there now.
Sean Tisk.
That's it, though. I
Now
won't say his
everybody
last name.
knows. That's that's for the best. I wonder if he's still doing that in his like he's middle-aged man
Probably.
still wearing blue contacts.
Probably. Once you start, what if he got somebody because of those contacts? He's got to wear them for the rest of his life.
Like he's married to this person and he just
Yeah,
has to
she
like
has
live
she
and
has
die
no
in those
idea. He's
contacts.
got brown eyes. He
They've
gets
dried
up
out
5
so
minutes
much
early
they've
every day.
adhered to his eyeballs. You don't wear contacts, do you?
No. Mm-mm.
Oh. You don't have
Yeah.
any corrective vision issues?
No.
Fuck you, first of all.
No. Mm-mm.
Okay, well then you don't know the
My mom.
pain of like
Both
being in
my
your
parents do
contacts for too
too.
long.
Both my parents do, but I don't for some reason.
Okay, well, you don't got to be smug about it.
You can see me in the camera. I was feeling smug too. I'm sure you can see
You
me
were. Yeah,
just
you're
feeling
really
smug
feeling
here. Like,
yourself and your perfect vision, jerk.
okay, you give me a favorite scene. I've got one more, but you give me one.
Oh, I don't know. So, I mean, I didn't like this movie. Okay, that's not true. I liked it, but it's so problematic that watching it critically made me feel a certain kind of way, and that way was bad. So it's a struggle for me to say nice things about it.
Come
However,
on, you didn't have a scene where you were like, that was cute,
if I
or
have to dig deep,
there we go.
when Melanie's on her apology tour after she gets
Mhm.
back home and then gets really drunk at the bar the night before.
Oof. We'll talk about that.
Yeah. Um she goes to like apologize to Jake and he's by his boat on the water and it is very picturesque and very
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
fall in the south. And I thought that that was charming. It was charming. It
Mhm.
was like the first time either character was also kind of likable.
Yeah, they were nice to each other at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
My other favorite scene was it was my favorite scene because I just am like so impressed, but then I also like low key a little bit hate it too. It's the Tiffany's ring scene when he pulls her in there and he's just like, pick one. Like I just can't
yeah.
help, and he's got the hair. I'm like, baller, baller right there, McDreamy. This is when he
No.
became McDreamy right here.
No.
Somebody from Grey's Anatomy watched it and was like, "Oh, this is Derek Shepard. We found Derek Shepard. We can start the show."
No. No.
Yeah.
I mean, I won't disagree that Patrick Dempsey has the best hair in showbiz. Like
Uh-huh.
hands down, then and now. He's an icon. But no person looked at him in this movie with his absolute zero riz and were like,
How dare you?
this is the man. This is the man who's going to woo an entire country in one show. He's just Patrick in this movie, you know?
No, he was
He's not
McDreamy.
McDreamy. No.
I disagree. See, if he would have walked down the stairs, if he flipped and was walking down the stairs with he would probably have a terrible Southern accent. I would get it. I'd be like, this I understand. This I understand. So, but the part why I don't like that one is because, like, come on, pick one. That's a
Yeah.
lot of pressure for people watching it later with their girlfriend. You know,
Okay. But
that's a lot
he's
of pressure for unemployed college students watching it with their girlfriends.
he's Ivanka Trump, you know? His
Yeah.
mom has a pretend several billion dollars. So, he
Who
can do
wouldn't
that
he
sort
be?
of thing.
That's Ivanka Trump's a good one. You're good. That's good. Do
That's
you have any other
exactly who
favorite
this is.
scenes, or is that your
No,
only one?
that was it.
Okay,
That's the
well,
only nice thing I'm going to say about this movie.
you let's have you go first for least favorite scene though, since I think you got a few. You go.
All of it. No, I don't know. I don't know. Obviously, like the scene in the bar where she outs her friend
Oh my
is
god, that was terrible.
so
That's what I have.
cringe, so
I turned
terrible.
it off. I stopped it. I stopped it before because I knew it was coming, and then went to bed. Woke up the next morning, started it back up, watched that part, stopped it again, went and had coffee, made breakfast. I needed another break. I had to take 2 breaks from that scene because it was just
You
that
needed a
brutal
little
for me.
breather.
Oh, so many emotions.
Yeah,
It's just so terrible.
I know. It was terrible. And particularly for like the time, like in the early 2000s, being gay was still so stigmatized. Like it was kind of a big deal. I think that that character was gay in this movie anyway, but he wasn't really
For
allowed to like
sure.
be gay. He was just allowed to
Say
be
he
gay,
was gay.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
mean, all
that,
he did was like give somebody a look one time.
yeah, right.
That was all they were able to really do.
Um, yeah.
Any
I
other
don't know.
terrible
I
ones?
just like,
I didn't like it when her
ugh,
mom would always be so mean to her. Like, I really didn't like her mom in general.
yeah. That's sort of just an accurate representation, though, of like boomer mom and millennial daughter relationships, though.
Yeah. I had such high hopes for you type situation.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been different if her mom had ever like gone to therapy, but she didn't. So
It's true. It's true.
that's just mom stuff for you.
Yeah.
Not that her behavior was okay. Like she's a grade A bitch, and no wonder Melanie fled Pigeons Creek or whatever her hometown is called
Yeah.
to move to New York.
But you have to remember that when she says that she's getting engaged, they did pull out a bologna cake.
Yeah.
I mean, they
Special occasion
tried to
shit right there.
celebrate with her, and she
Yeah.
didn't even seem to care. How long have they been saving that? I
You
don't know
took
what a bologna cake is, by the way. I assume
uh,
it can't really have bologna in it.
yes, it does. It's like bologna and mayonnaise. I think I looked it up.
No way.
Yes.
Oh, that sounds so terrible. No, I'm sorry, Alabama. I'm sure it's great,
Yeah, I'm
but
sure bologna cakes are really delicious.
oof,
You guys can hold on to those though. I've never been a bologna kid.
yeah, please. If we have a really good Southern restaurant in my city, and I hope they never serve bologna cake there
Good
uh,
lord.
for their special of the week.
Well, I'm gonna email them right now and ask them if they'll do that just for you.
I should go there and just ask her about it. Like, is bologna cake real? I just watched this movie. Is bologna cake real? You would know. You run a Southern restaurant.
I don't think you can do that. I don't think you're allowed to do
No?
that. No,
Fine.
sorry.
I'll just leave out the part where I think you would know. I'll just be like, I just watched this movie, Sweet Home Alabama.
Hmm.
This is a Southern restaurant. Is bologna cake a real thing? How about that?
Okay, honestly, if I was from the South and someone was like telling me about this disgusting regional delicacy,
Okay, fine. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're
okay,
right. I'm
okay,
sorry,
so
Alabama. I'm sorry, Alabama. I'm sure it is good. Where
mm,
I live, we have stuff that we eat that you probably think's gross too. There you go.
sure.
And when I moved back to America from Italy, turns out I found out American Italian food is gross.
Did it take you going to Italy to figure that out?
Yeah, I came back from Italy and I was like craving Italian food, and I went to Olive Garden and I was like, oh
Oh
no,
my god.
Olive Garden's not Italian food. This is not what I am used to. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that was a pretty rude awakening at Olive Garden.
They were not happy with me too. They were like, okay, enough. Just leave, then. Leave, young man.
Because you were like, excuse me. This is not Italian food.
What's the most Italian thing on your menu? On this menu, they're like spaghetti or chicken alfredo, and I'm like, this is what?
Ugh. Okay.
Endless breadsticks. Okay, let's jump into psychology corner.
Yeah.
Uh, I'll start. I'll just say we don't have to spend a lot of time on psychology corner. We'll just say I feel like there's a lot of mommy issues in this movie. Like Melanie obviously has issues with her mom,
Sure.
and McDreamy and Murphy Brown have serious issues in this
Yeah.
movie. I feel like half the movie, his decisions are like, what would make my mom the most mad? Like he's like, oh, wedding in Ireland, she's gonna love it.
In three
He's
months.
just yeah, he's so excited to piss his mom off.
Yeah. Because that dude has never had a consequence. He's never
Yep.
had to try at anything in his entire life. He just wants some sort of like negative attention just one time. He's like a little kid, like desperate for a boundary, and all he's getting is like permissive parenting.
Yep. And she is just like, please, please, please be as successful as possible so I can live through you.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't, I mean, it's fair. Like, her parents are Pearl and Earl, and they live in a
I
trailer park.
forgot that. Their names rhyme. They did that on
Yeah,
purpose, right?
they did, but I did not clock it the first time I watched this movie. And I
I
don't
didn't
know
till you
why it
just said it.
clicked this time, but
I didn't till you just said it. Pearl and
yeah.
Earl.
I do want to point out there's nothing wrong with living in a trailer park, but I can
No.
understand wanting more for your kiddos, especially early 2000s trailer parks when like the highlight of your life is the lazy boy your
I
wife
mean,
got for you.
I mean, tiny house living is basically just like that, right?
Yeah.
That's a thing in our country now.
Yeah. Oop.
Okay, let's go away from psychology corner and do some where are they now. I went first last time. Let's have you go first this time. What do you think? Where are they now?
Melanie and Jake.
Anybody. You can do Melanie and Jake, yes, but you can do anybody.
Well, okay. So McDreamy is married to some bottle blonde no brain from New York.
He's married to
And
Ivanka.
yeah, he's married to Ivanka, and they have a loveless marriage, and he's pretty happy,
Hmm.
but he does have lots of affairs. And Melanie and Jake, I don't know. Like, I just don't see longevity in their relationship because she has this like New York life and his business and everything is in Alabama. And I know in the like end of the movie, they do a little montage and it looks like he opens up a storefront in New York.
But they don't have
Um,
glass in New York.
right. It's just such a niche business to have.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it definitely closed during COVID, and that created a lot of stress for them. And then they got a divorce, and Melanie stayed in New York, and Jake moved to New Jersey, and
Hmm.
he's like owns a lawn business.
No. See, I think you're pretty close. First of all, I think you nailed McDreamy. He's definitely that's what he's doing. And
Yeah.
he's a like tabloidy, Instagrammy, ineffectual politician in some respect. Like he's a politician that like says a lot but doesn't do anything, I think.
So he's a politician.
Yeah, yeah. And Melanie and Jake, I see where you're going. The one thing I will say though is for Jake, I think his glass business works way better as a bed and breakfast that also sells glass. Like make it a vacation. Like he turns that into a vacation spot, bed and breakfasty type thing, and sells glass. But I don't know how his wife can do fashion out of his glass business. So that's the big thing I see is like he's not going to open up Deep South glass bed and breakfast in New York City.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe I mean maybe they just love each other that much that it's fine. Maybe he'll be a stay-at-home dad. She probably make enough. Although he doesn't strike me
Mm,
as somebody who could balance that, right?
no, I mean, Jake seems like the sort of person who could like burn water, you
Yeah.
know?
He's like, I'm tired of this hoity-toity organic food.
Yeah. I mean, Jake probably whips up a mean bologna cake, but you can't
You stop it with the bologna cake.
you can't live your life on bologna cake, man.
No, she probably got tired of it fast.
Uh, one slice of bologna cake, and that's probably good for your whole life.
I totally imagine that she too has gotten all this culture, likes all this unique food that she can find only in New York City, and he's just like, "What are you? Why are you taking me to this place?"
Right.
Yeah, I mean, again, maybe love conquers all, but I don't
I
know.
don't think so.
I don't want to start. I hope we don't get into a situation where everywhere are they now is well, they didn't make it.
I mean,
We'll see. I guess. We'll see.
I mean, yeah, that's probably going to be the situation with me, Joe. You know, that's
Well,
just how I
I
am.
agree with you. I agree with you on this one that they probably, I don't know, maybe they did. They had a kid. I'd like to think they had a kid. They stayed together.
Just because you have a kid doesn't mean you have to stay together when you're
That's true.
unhappy.
I know. I know. Time will tell, I guess. We'll have to see. Maybe we'll one of us will run into her someday and we can ask her. Did they stay together? She
Maybe we'll run into Reese Witherspoon someday.
Yeah. Yeah. You never know.
Yeah, maybe. Send her a little DM.
No, no. I don't I've never once sent a DM.
Really?
No.
Huh. I do sometimes.
To people? I mean, I maybe I guess I probably sent one to my wife.
Oh, you've never sent a DM to anybody, period?
No.
Oh,
I don't really use Instagram. I mean, I'll use it, but it's like it's literally looking at cooking videos. Like I'm looking at stuff I want to make for dinner. That's what I look at on social media.
okay.
And
That's fine.
you're talking about Twitter, actually.
No,
Aren't you?
I,
No. Oh,
I, I'm not good at Twitter. I don't really use it, TBH.
could you
So,
sound more like a millennial? We
well,
might
we
have
are
to cut this part
millennials.
out.
That's fine. I think we should.
Yeah. We are millennials. We're just the old millennials. We're the oldest possible millennials you can be, which just
Yeah,
sounds
we're
great, doesn't it?
geriatric millennials.
All right, let's move on to modern remake.
Yeah.
Do you have anything or do you want me to go?
No, I never have anything. You go.
Okay. I've got I've got like multiple ideas actually. One is like let's do it. Let's just do the whole thing again, but let's just move it overseas. Let's just move it overseas. Let's make it all in London. Okay? London
Hmm.
and Cornwall. Okay, because Cornwall is literally or Wales or something, right? Uh, that's where
Sorry.
the farming is, and that's there's less cities there, and
Oh my
she
God.
moves away to big city London.
This is our first episode. Are you trying to get us canceled? You're equating Wales and Cornwall with being the Alabama of the UK?
No, 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 no. But that's as close as you can get in the UK. It's just more. It's a more rural area. Is this? It's not the Alabama. It's not the Alabama, but it is more rural. It is
A
less
plus
urban.
enunciation of rural.
Thank
Good
you.
job.
Thank you. It is less urban. Or maybe, we could do maybe they're from the Highlands of Scotland. Maybe
Okay.
he's a uh works in Loch Ness as a tour guide, and she
Hmm.
for the Loch Ness monster stuff.
Well,
And
this is a lot of speculation for two people
yeah.
who don't live in the UK. Anyway, so
So that's that one. That one's not my favorite. I like that one, but it's not my favorite. My actual favorite though is a mostly minority cast
hmm
where we have like Melanie Carmichael. I would have like I think the two that I think would be really good, but they're both probably too old. Is Zoe Kravitz and Rashida Jones.
yes,
They would be funny.
yeah.
Uh, for Jake, okay, it's a stretch, but I think this guy is really really funny. Damon Wayans Jr.
Hmm.
He's Coach from New Girl.
Just for that one episode,
No, he was on like season 3.
was he?
Yeah, he did like a whole season. Then he went and did another show. And
Okay.
then for McDreamy, it's got to be Michael B. Jordan. He'd be awesome as that. He might actually be too cool though. He might be like too. He might be the real McDreamy. Like, why would anybody? Like, why is
I
she
was
not
gonna
just going to be
say,
with Michael B. Jordan?
in no world are you picking Damon Wayans Jr. over Michael B. Jordan.
All right, I
Like,
probably need a better Jake Perry. I don't know. I just think that
it,
guy. I just think Damon Wayans Jr. is funny.
sure, but but it's not like a comet. It's not a comedic movie. You got to balance your hotness.
Well, who's Jake Perry then?
Ugh.
You didn't like it. You do better. Or how about I'll move on to the parents and then you tell me if you
Oh my
like it.
god,
And
you've
then you come
recast
with me.
this whole cast,
Yes,
not just the
almost.
mains.
No.
Okay, all right.
For the parents, for her parents, I wanted it to be a biracial couple, so I got either Viola Davis and Larry the Cable Guy
Uh,
or
mhm.
James Pickens who plays Dr. Weber and from Grey's Anatomy and Diane Lane. And before you
Ooh,
say James Pickens couldn't get Diane Lane, he's a good looking dude.
listen, I
Really
would never say
distinguished.
that. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. That's my preferred pairing. Larry the Cable Guy is a racist piece of shit, so let's
Oh,
not
is
cast
he?
him in our
Ooh, I
movie.
didn't
Yeah.
know that. He just reminded.
Um,
I could see him doing the chair thing, where he falls over in the chair and then wants a bologna cake. That
for
screams Larry
sure.
the Cable Guy to
He's
me.
a bona fide idiot. I think we would have to tone down how idiotic her parents are in the remake.
That's true.
You know,
Well, James Pickens and Diane Lane would be great. They might be too great though. I don't know.
they would be show stealers for sure, and I think that that's okay. I think that would also eliminate, uh, you know, any Civil War reenactment, which is problematic as fuck.
Great. Yes. And then
So
for Murphy Brown's character, I have Angela Bassett.
I love it. I love this cast. Let's do it.
And then Bobby Ray, if I could get you Bobby Ray, I thought maybe we could never get him, but Donald Glover.
Ugh, I'm obsessed with him. He
Yeah,
would be
I don't
so
think we
good.
could get him. If we can't
You
get
don't
him,
know?
we could try the Lamorne Lamorne Morris who plays Winston in New Girl. He would also be funny as Bobby Ray. Not as good as Donald Glover,
Yeah,
obviously,
he's no Donald Glover,
but
but
he's
I
more
like
gettable
him
probably.
for sure. Probably less expensive too if we're considering our movie budget.
Yeah,
So,
well, obviously we're gonna consider. And then we're
doy.
not gonna get into it. We're not gonna get into my last one, but I thought it would be kind of funny if you did like an older cast,
Uh-huh.
like to shift the story to everything taking 10 more years, and then all the cast is older, 40 plus.
Hmm.
So
All
those
right.
are my modern remakes.
I like it.
Thank you.
There's no way I
Okay,
can top that. I'm not even going to try.
that's fine. Let's just move into the airing of grievances. It is
Yes, I'm
Festivus
ready.
time. What do you got?
I'm ready. I have my list.
Yeah, this is where you're gonna get me. I got you in modern remake. Now you're gonna get me in the grievances.
I just have such a problem with the absolute like lack of representation in this movie. In
Oh
New
yeah.
York, in Alabama, there are two black characters and they're both in service and her
Ooh.
assistant. Like,
Yeah, and her assistant was the girl, right?
oh no, sorry. Her mentor is a black man.
Oh, but then her assistant was an Asian girl, right?
Yeah. So there were four
Still
total BIPOC characters in this entire movie, which is
ridiculous.
criminal.
In New York
Um,
City, in fashion.
yeah. Yes. Yeah. So that's gross. Do better. Do better. Sweet Home Alabama
Well, that's
22
why I
years
thought
ago.
all minority cast in Sweet Home
I
Alabama
love
too.
that. Yeah. I don't know, just so many things about this movie bothered me. Like, well, we talked about the um Civil War reenactment, just like the way that like racism and like that like old South values was like glorified the whole time. Like when she's on the magazine cover with her mentor, and
Yeah,
the article reads that Melanie's fake dad from that
her
life she made
daddy's
up,
in cotton and
and
everything
all
that.
that entails, which is
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
owning of other people. Like it was just gross. I hated it. No, none of that would fly these days, which is good. But looking at it
yeah.
from a 2024 lens made me want to scream.
That part is brutal.
Yeah. Um it also I don't know. I don't know. She's just so dumb through the whole thing also. Like it is impossible to tell a lie that big and to like what are you doing in fashion design except hoping to make a name for yourself, but you are lying about your entire past?
Yeah.
Stupid.
Now I know that it's the early 2000s, but still, people read magazines. They're gonna see you and be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, that's not Melanie Carmichael."
Right. The internet existed back then.
Yeah, Bobby Ray was on it. He said that Women's Wear Daily called her less than mediocre.
Yeah.
Somebody, Bobby Ray
Um,
isn't the only one in Alabama that reads that thing.
yeah.
Uh, Also, can we talk about the fact that the opening scene is like little kids kissing? I mean, it was a cute scene, I guess, but like I'm a dad of a 6-year-old, and how old was Dakota Fanning there? Like 9 or something? I'm like,
No. She
um,
was your kiddo's age.
shut up. Ugh, I'd be so mad. I would
Also,
be
that was her
so.
first kiss, like in real
I
life.
mean, yeah, of course, but still, that's terrible. That's terrible. I don't know.
Yeah.
Did they really need to do that? Like, so I can kiss you anytime I want?
I know. Like,
Her first kiss is to a guy who's like an Uber driver now.
God, that's embarrassing. Your first kiss is at 7 to a kid with a mullet.
He did have a little bit of a mullet.
It
He's
wasn't a little bit of a mullet. It was a full Billy Ray Cyrus juicy mullet.
hey, he was growing up in the South in the 90s.
Sure. But there's no taking that back, you know.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I didn't
Yeah.
like it. I
I
didn't
did
like
have
it.
a
I
problem with that.
remember thinking like that was needless. Like they could have said like the lightning got him right before they did.
Yeah.
What would be the harm in that? And how many takes did they do?
You would rather have those two kids struck by lightning than have them kiss on
They
the
got
beach.
struck by lightning anyways. That was the movie was they got struck by lightning as they kissed.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. They could have done just like a little like handhold.
Yeah.
It's not like there was tongue. Like it was a pretty innocent little kiss, but still,
I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I'm a
yeah.
dad. I hated it.
I'm not a dad and I still hated it, so it's fine. Um. So is that it? Is that your only grievance?
Yeah, I like the movie.
I know you
I mean,
did.
you said the part where I mean, no minorities. As a minority myself, I'd like to see more of that. And then also like earlier when she outs him, I was like, oh man.
Yeah,
And like,
everybody sucks in this movie.
yeah. And also like, I don't know. I just didn't like the way they represented that. So should we talk about what movie we're gonna do next?
Yes, I think we should.
We had
What do you want to do?
Well, when we were talking, we were sort of thinking Sweet Home Alabama or Maid Manhattan. And
That's right.
we started with Sweet Home Alabama just because you were so desperate to watch it again.
That's a lie, you bastard.
So why don't we just do Maid Manhattan next, and then we'll come up with something to pick the later movies. I don't know. We'll come up with something to do for later. But for
You
now,
haven't
we'll
seen
just
that one though, right?
no, huh?
This is going to be a treat.
That's another reason why.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
let's do
sounds
it.
great. Let's do it.
All right, perfect.
Okay.
Okay, I'm Joe.
I'm Emily.
And I sincerely hope that we ruined Sweet Home Alabama for you.
Me too.